It is commonly referred to as learning by doing. Great thinking, bodily kinesthetic intelligence is the right choice.
In an online class, which one must be prioritized?
Smart pick. Quality of audio is the correct choice.
The development of social studies skills should be
Strong choice. Systematic and sequential is the right answer. A type of learning theory which is student-focused.
Excellent. Humanistic learning theory is a brilliant choice. The following are under low-level process except correct. Analyzing is the right answer. Who formulated the multiple intelligences theory? Good thinking. Howard Gardner is the right answer. Read about online teaching, community of practice. Exactly. CPED makes sense and it is right choice. The following are example of self-smart. Except excellent choice. Creating cartoon is the right answer. The most commonly used strategy in classrooms is nice work. You chose lecture, and it is correct. Showing videos, film, or documents related to dash. Bravo, nature is the answer. Picture strategy is an example of what learning. Right again, differentiation is a valid answer. Name the glass mentioned in the presentation. Nicely done. Microsoft HoloLens is a solid answer. Identify the example of naturalist intelligence. You're right. Using Travelogue is the correct answer. It is also known as instructional strategies. Smart move. Teaching strategies is an accurate answer. Which theorist posited that learning is social? Correct response. Albert Bandura is the most accurate answer. How many levels are there in Bloom's taxonomy? Right choice, 6 is the best answer. It is described as specific learning activity. Sharp thinking. Method is the right choice. Teachers should ensure that groupings are dash. On track. Heterogeneous and diverse is the correct answer. Learning is inherently not an active process. You got it? Your choice false is right. A person who loves to play mix and match. Well picked. Interpersonal intelligence is the correct answer. I do, we, you do, review is an example of. Perfect. Guided learning is the correct choice. Metacognitive strategies empower students to. Well-reasoned. Think about their thinking is the correct choice. When people tend to come to you for advice. Nice selection. Interpersonal intelligence is the correct and valid answer. Choose the features available in ClassPoint. Valid point. All of the above is true. Debate is and dash instructional strategy. Solid response. Interactive is a valid choice. Provide opportunities for problem solving. Good job. Your answer logical mathematical intelligence works well here. Roundtable is an example of what strategy? Great job. Cooperative learning is the accurate answer. Which example cannot be a primary source?
Clear logic. Your choice A, historian, is sound and 100% true.
What color was in the slide presentation?
You chose gray, and it is correct.
Different people learn in different ways.
Well done. True is the right choice. Multi is the Latin root word for dash. Bravo.
Many is the answer.
Playing human Scrabble is an example of.
You're right. Body smart is the correct answer.
Which students benefit from a challenge?
Good job. Your answer, all students, works well here.
Which one is not a way to differentiate? Solid response. Resources is a valid choice.
Example to work-based learning could be. Right choice. Job shadowing is the best answer.
Which app can be used for mind mapping?
Well reasoned. MindMaster is the correct choice.
What is not a lecture and discussion?
Nicely done. One lecture is a solid answer.
How many teaching strategies are there?
Great thinking. 5 is the right choice.
What are the example of self-smart? On track. Using forced analogy is the correct answer.
Identify the example of self-smart.
Valid point. Writing learning journal is true.
What is an example of nature smart?
Well done. Using Travelogue is the right choice.
In what room does this class meet?
Well picked. Lupton 393 is the correct answer.
How many learners are in the team?
Right again. 5 is a valid answer.
Select the one which is not a hit. You got it. Your choice pastoral care is right.
A strategy is something that is?
Correct. Carefully defined is the right answer. Used to change task difficulty. Strong choice. Extension task is the right answer. How many people are in a team? Perfect. 5 is the correct choice. What are these students doing?
You chose buddy reading, and it is correct. The first step of teaching is.
Excellent choice. Decoding is the right answer.
The word pedagogy means.
Exactly. To lead the child makes sense and it is right choice.
Auditory learners learn by.
Nice work. You chose hearing and it is correct.
What does HIT stand for?
Nice selection. High impact teaching strategies is the correct and valid answer.
Tactile learners learn by.
Great job. Touch is the accurate answer.
Make it easy for students.
Smart move. Flipgrid is an accurate answer.
Pedagogy is the study of.
Sharp thinking. Teaching methods is the right choice.
How many hits are there?
Clear logic. Your choice 10 is sound and 100% true.
Feedback must be.
Correct response. Timely, specific, understandable, actionable is the most accurate answer.
Also known as Kai.
Good thinking. Computer-assisted instruction is the right answer.
Feedback can be. Smart pick. Oral, written, formative, summative is the correct choice.
Curriculum is excellent. What we teach is a brilliant choice.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Well, pick it. Contact Narayan Changda is the correct answer.